Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodana Brajajana Ranjana Manachari Nihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Jai Kunja Hari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe Radha, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Maya, Jagannatha, Nada, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Maya, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की, सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter number 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. Text number 18. Atma Ramopi Yastvasya Lokakalpasya Radhase Shaktya Yukto Vicharati Goraya Bhagavan Bhavaha. Atma Ramopi Yastvasya Lokakalpasya Radhase Shaktya Yukto Vicharati Goraya Bhagavan Bhavaha. Atma Ramopi Yasto Asya Lokakalpasya Radhase Shaktya Yukto Vicharati Goraya Bhagavan Bhavaha. Any Matajis? Atma Aramaha, self-satisfied. Api, although he is. Ya, one who is. Tu, but. Asya, this. Loka, material world. Kalpasya, when manifested. Radhase, for the matter of helping its existence. Shaktya, potencies. Yukta, being engaged. Vicharati, he acts. Goraya, very dangerous. Bhagavan, his lordship. Bhavaha, Shiva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod, second only to Lord Vishnu, is self-sufficient, although he has nothing to aspire for in the material world. For the benefit of those in the material world, he is always busily engaged everywhere and is accompanied by his dangerous energies like goddess Kali and goddess Durga. Purport. Lord Shiva is known as the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality Godhead. He is known as the best of all types of Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Consequently, Lord Shiva has a Vaishnava Sampradaya, the disciplic succession known as Rudra Sampradaya. Just as there is a Brahma Sampradaya coming directly from Lord Brahma, the Rudra Sampradaya comes directly from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great personalities as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3.20. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prallado Janako Bhishmo Bhalirvaya Sakirvayam. These are 12 great authorities in preaching God consciousness. The name Shambhu means Lord Shiva. His disciplic succession is also known as Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, and the current Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is also known as Vallabha Sampradaya. The current Brahma Sampradaya is known as Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Even though Lord Shiva appeared to preach Mayavad philosophy, at the end of his pastime in the form of Shankaracharya, he preached the Vaishnava philosophy Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudamate. He stressed worshipping Lord Krishna or Govinda 3 times in this verse and especially warned his followers that they could not possibly achieve deliverance or mukti simply by world jugglery and grammatical puzzles. Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya Ki Jai. If one is actually serious to attain mukti, he must worship Lord Krishna. That is Sripad Shankaracharya's last instruction. Herein it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is always accompanied by his material energy, Shaktya Ghoraya. Material energy, goddess Durga or goddess Kali, is always under his control. Goddess Kali and Durga serve him by killing all the asuras or demons. Sometimes Kali becomes so infuriated that she indiscriminately kills all kinds of asuras. There is a popular picture of goddess Kali in which she wears a garland composed of the heads of the asuras and holds in her left hand a captured head and in her right hand a great kadga or chopper for killing asuras. Great wars are symbolic representations of Kali's devastation of the asuras and are actually conducted by goddess Kali. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha. Asuras try to pacify the goddess Kali or Durga by worshipping her in material opulence. But when the asuras become too intolerable, goddess Kali does not discriminate in killing them wholesale. Asuras do not know the secret of energy of Lord Shiva. They prefer to worship goddess Kali or Durga or Shiva for material benefit. Due to their demonic character, they are reluctant to surrender to Lord Krishna as indicated by Bhagavad Gita 7.15. Namam dashkritino muda prapadhyante naradamah maya pahartaknana ashuram bhavam ashrita. Lord Shiva's duty is very dangerous because he has to employ the energy of goddess Kali or Durga. In other popular picture, the goddess Kali is sometimes seen standing on the prostrate body of Lord Shiva, which indicates that sometimes Lord Shiva has to fall down flat in order to stop goddess Kali from killing the asuras. Since Lord Shiva controls the great material energy, goddess Durga, worshippers of Lord Shiva attain very opulent positions within this material world. Under Lord Shiva's direction, a worshipper of Lord Shiva gets all kinds of material facilities. In contrast, a Vaishnava or worshipper of Lord Vishnu gradually becomes poorer in material position because Lord Vishnu does not trick his devotees into becoming materially entangled by possessions. Lord Vishnu gives his devotees intelligence from within, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satyuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam menamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Thus, Lord Vishnu gives intelligence to his devotee so that the devotee can make progress on the path back home, back to Godhead. Since a devotee has nothing to do with any kind of material position, he does not come under the control of Goddess Kali or the Goddess Durga. Lord Shiva is also in charge of the Tamoguna, or the mode of ignorance in this material world. His potency, the goddess Durga, is described as keeping all living entities in darkness or ignorance. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupam Samsthita. Both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are incarnations of Lord Vishnu. But Lord Brahma is in charge of the creation, whereas Lord Shiva is in charge of the destruction, which he carries out with the help of material energy, Goddess Kali or Goddess Durga. Thus, in this verse, Lord Shiva is described as being accompanied by dangerous potencies, Shaktya Goraya, and that is the actual position of Lord Shiva. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadate Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurasve Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangulanga ite girim met kripahatam aham vande Shri Gurun Dinathanam. So before I start, I seek the blessings of His Grace Anandmai Prabhu and all the assembled devotees so that I can speak on this verse to glorify the Lord and to purify my heart. So in this particular verse, we are hearing the glories of Lord Shiva from Vidura. So Lord Shiva is meeting these prachetas and explaining them how to worship Lord Vishnu. So here Lord Shiva is mentioned as Atma Aramaha, self-satisfied. So although he is self-satisfied, he has nothing to aspire in this material world, but still he is actually for the benefit of the conditioned souls, he is always busily engaged in delivering them. So Prabhupada is mentioning how Lord Shiva is the best of all the devotees. So we see Lord Shiva, although his body is always filled with all ashes and he is always accompanied by bhutas, pretas, but the purpose is to actually deliver them by his association. Otherwise, these souls have no hope. Also, we see how Lord Shiva in the Samudra Manthan Leela, when the Halahal came and it was disturbing the three worlds, So, on the request of all, Lord Shiva took that and kept in his throat, and that's why he's known famously as Neelakanta. Hmm. And also, Lord Shiva, uh, actually, in case if somebody wants material benefits, is known as Ashutoshi, very easily pleased and he gives them. But then, if somebody comes to him, in the sense, if somebody is a devotee of Lord, uh, and Lord Shiva is actually willing to help them in in their devotional service, as here is going to help the Prachetas. And even in case if somebody comes to him with a pure intention, sometimes he guides them to Lord Vishnu. Uh, so there are many such amazing qualities of Lord Shiva. So Prabhupada is mentioning that's why he is one of the 12 Mahajans. Hmm? And Lord has chosen him as the head of one of the Sampradaya. Means from he has first taught to Lord Shiva, hmm? One of the Sampradayas. So, and Acharyas means they are setting an example. Hmm? So, here Lord Shiva uh, is setting an example of compassion to the conditioned souls, and also he is always busy in glorifying Lord. He first of all, generally we see Lord Shiva in meditation. So, whom is meditating on? Lord Sankarshan. Hmm? Is fully absorbed in meditation on Lord. And also, he is always busy discussing Krishna Katha with Mother Parvati and all the sages. Huh? And also, although he is such a powerful personality, uh, but he stays very, very simple, wearing ashes, and then also living under a tree, very, very renounced. Uh, and also, as I said, he is very busy discussing Krishna Katha. When Mother Parvati asks questions, he keeps answering. And here, Prabhupada is also mentioning that although he has come specifically as Shankaracharya to preach Mayavad, but then towards the end he also talked about Vaishnava philosophy. He's talking about this verse, Bhaja Govindam, where specifically he stresses that we should uh, worship Lord Krishna if you want mukti from this world. So, another aspect which Prabhupada is mentioning is about Lord Shiva always accompanied by the material energy. So, the material energy is represented by uh, goddess Durga or Kali. So, the service given to them is to kill all the asuras or demonic people. So, basically, they are in charge of the material energy. So, the conditioned souls, they have rebelled against Krishna, they don't want to serve Krishna. So, they want to enjoy independent of Krishna. So, such conditioned souls who want to enjoy independently, they are kept under the control of Mother Durga or Kali. So, uh, so this material world is compared to a jail. Hmm? So, just like uh, in a government where people who disobey the laws of the government, so who go against the government, they are kept in jail and they are given punishment. So, in a similar way, Mother Durga, she gives punishment to the conditioned souls who disobey the orders of the Lord. And also, Mother Durga, through material nature, she is also like a mother. So, she provides, although no, she gives punishments, but at the same time, through material nature, she also provides the material facilities or the needs which are required for the conditioned souls. So, but specifically here Prabhupada is talking about her fierce form where she kills all the demonic people. So Prabhupada is talking about Mother Kali, where she wears the garland of all the heads of the asuras, and holding a chopper in her right hand to kill all the asuras. So, so we see that especially in the age of Kali Yuga, when people commit too many sinful activities, so as a reaction to all that sinful activities, so Mother Kali, as Prabhupada is mentioning, she wholesale kills all of them. So sometimes we see cyclones or earthquakes or terrible accidents. Uh, so at one shot, sometimes thousands uh, or sometimes even lakhs of people may die. Hmm. Or Prabhupada also mentions that there are wars. So these are also representation of anger of goddess Kali. Hmm. So through these mediums, she is wholesale killing all these demonic people. So Prabhupada says that if you don't surrender to Krishna, uh, so you have to surrender in the form of death. Uh, so Krishna comes in the form of death. So and Durga or Kali is acting as a medium, arranging the ways and means to kill all these demonic people. So instead of, in the sense, suffering like that terribly, so a sane individual will understand that why I should suffer, right? So jail is meant for actually reformation. It's not meant for enjoyment, right? So, but conditioned souls are so foolish. Like if somebody is trying to enjoy even in jail, he's foolish, right? He's trying to become more unruly or disobedient even after being kept in jail, uh, then he'll get more punishment, right? So conditioned soul situation is like that. They're already kept in jail, but even after keeping in jail, still they are trying to enjoy independently, right? So they are not realizing that already they are suffering in this material world, right? And why I should try to enjoy more and suffer more? So Mother Durga is angry, right? Because uh, already, they have been given punishment, they have been given warning, and they got this material body in this material world. But still, and also Lord is giving them so many options in the sense to reform, right? So in a jail also we see that basically government tries to give various opportunities to reform. And eventually if the person is reformed, then they may release. So same way Lord is sending his associates, or he himself is coming, he is giving the scriptures, he is sending all his intimate associates. So in so many ways Lord is trying to help the conditioned souls to come out of this material existence. But then if the conditioned souls are not willing to surrender, then Mother Kali is very angry, very angry with them, and she punishes them. Hmm. So we see in the pastime of Jada also uh, how Mother Kali, actually she is a devotee of Lord and Lord Krishna. So she wants to serve the devotees. So when those people wanted to kill, those dacoits wanted to kill Jada, we see that how Mother Kali came out from her deity and killed all of them. Uh, she was very, very angry. Hmm. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that in one form of Mother Kali, uh, like she is very angry and sometimes even Lord Shiva has to prostrate. He's standing, uh, is seen standing on the prostrate body of Mother Kali is standing on the prostrate body of Lord Shiva. So this sometimes Lord Shiva has to fall down flat in order to stop Goddess Kali from killing the asuras. So means he is very very angry with the conditioned souls, so much that Lord Shiva sometimes has to request her to stop. So this is one aspect in the purport Prabhupada is talking about, that how Mother Kali is angry with the asuras. So we all should also understand that nothing happens by chance. When there are so many sufferings coming in this material world in various forms, people actually start blaming God. They say that why God is arranging so many problems or difficulties in this world, why there are unnecessary earthquakes. If God is good, why is He doing, all bad? What wrong we did? Like that, they start blaming God. Huh? So, but actually, they fail to understand that actually God is all loving, and actually already He has been giving so many uh, ways and means to reform for the conditioned souls. But because the conditioned souls are not listening, that's why He has to punish. Hmm? So sometimes a parent may slap the child who is not listening or who is very disobedient, who is not willing to change. But that slap is good for the child only. Otherwise, he will always be naughty and he will never listen. So same way, Lord, when He is giving all these punishments, actually it is like a slap through Mother Nature. Hmm? So that is meant for the reformation. Okay, and also we should also realize that how we are performing so many sinful activities. Like Prabhupada says, when there is mass cow killing or so many abortions and so many other various forms of intoxication or illicit sex, so many sinful activities happening on Mother Earth, she cannot tolerate such kind of people who are breaking the four regulative principles. So that's why these reactions are there. Hmm? So that's why God has to arrange all these troubles. But when the society at large realizes that this is a reaction for our sinful activities, so then they should stop those sinful activities. Hmm? So even when COVID came, we saw that how such a small, tiny virus, which is almost, no, I mean, which is not visible only, that is sufficient. Mother Durga or Kali can, destroy so many hundreds of people with such a small virus. Hmm? So through various ways, if Mother Kali wants, she can destroy the living entities. But the living entities should realize that we are actually suffering because of our sinful activities. Okay? It's not that they should try to nullify the sufferings by various ways and means. So even if they find some ways and means to nullify those problems, right, again some other problems will come. Hmm. We see that although one disease, if they get some solution, again after some time we see that some other diseases start coming, right? So you cannot control Mother Durga with our techniques, right? Only way she will be peaceful is Daivi hi esha gunamai mam maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So if you want to overcome this material energy of the Lord, which is very very difficult, insurmountable to overcome, we have to surrender to Krishna. So if you surrender to Krishna, then very easily you can overcome this material energy, because material energy is very very powerful. And Maya also very thoroughly tests So even devotees also, it's not that we are not under the external energy of the Lord. The moment the living entity doesn't engage in service of the Lord, immediately Maya captures. Krishna Buliya Jeev, Bhoga Vanchakare, Japatiya Mayatar. Immediately Maya captures. So Maya is acting for everyone in this material world. So even if the devotees, if they are not sincere and if they are not always taking shelter of Krishna, then immediately Maya captures. And Maya's duty is also to thoroughly test the living entity's purity. Uh, and only she has to qualify. Then only the living entity will be allowed to the spiritual world. So Maya's duty is to always try to test us in various ways and means. Uh, so until we are thoroughly pure. So if we have any tinge of material desire, we have to continue in this material world. Okay. So material nature forces us to stay in this material world. Okay. So a devotee has to very sincerely take shelter of Lord so that he purifies himself completely, so that he is not under the material energy. So sometimes devotees also get angry or think that why this Maya is so powerful, or why she is always trying to distract me from devotional service. But actually it is her service to Krishna, a very difficult service. Generally devotees try to serve devotees, but she appears to distract the devotees. But actually, in one sense, she is actually helping us. If you see in the right perspective, she is forcing us to become pure. Otherwise, if material energy is not there, Maya is not there, we'll all be very slack in our Krishna consciousness. We'll be very dila, because will not take shelter of Krishna very firmly, nor will we have an impetus to purify our heart quickly and also no, take shelter of the Lord intensely, right? So because Maya is there, it's very powerful. So that's why we also very intensely take shelter of the Lord, and we also want to quickly purify our hearts, right? So she is actually helping us to become Krishna conscious quickly. So in that way, actually she is helping us. If you see in the right perspective. But many times devotees also get kind of frustrated. Uh, but actually we should see in the right perspective. Another aspect Prabhupada is talking here about the difference between worshippers of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. So Prabhupada is saying those who are worshippers of Lord Shiva, they very easily get the opulent positions or material benedictions. Whereas the worshippers of Lord Vishnu, they may actually, Lord may actually take away those material possessions. Yasyaham anugrahanami harishecha dhanam shanai. So it may appear that what is this? Uh, Generally, people approach God so that they can be happy materially, right? Most of the people, they approach God for some material facilities, right? So that's why many people approach Lord Shiva, so that he is also Ashutosh, very easily pleased. So, and he is also willing to offer those material benedictions. But actually, we see that real benediction is not material facilities, but real benediction is love for the Supreme Lord, or developing Krishna consciousness, uh, and becoming detached from all kinds of material attachments. So, um, we have that story also of one person, no, I think approaching Lord Shiva for that wealth and all. So in that pastime, we see that he tells him to approach Sanatan Goswami, who has the touchstone. Uh, so and he asks Sanatan Goswami, "You have something valuable, I heard. So he says, yeah, I have thrown in dustbin. So when he goes to take that touchstone from dustbin, then he starts thinking that if it is very valuable, why is he throwing it in dustbin? So he might be having something more valuable than this. So Lord Shiva actually in that pastime we see that he is directing them to pure devotees of the Lord so that they get purified. Hmm? So actually devotees and Krishna, Lord Krishna, they can offer real eternal benediction, because all the material benedictions, whatever we may get, uh, like even we see Hiranyakashipu or Ravana, they worshipped Brahma, they got material benedictions, they became very powerful. But ultimately, these are all temporary and illusory. They come and they go. Uh, so they may be like glowworms shining for some time, but eventually they will perish. But the Supreme Lord offers eternal spiritual benedictions. And even if you go with some material desires, the Lord is so kind that He will purify our hearts. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajayata purushaparam. So if you intensely serve Lord, then He will purify us from all material attachments. So even if somebody has material aspirations, better he goes to Lord Vishnu. So we see like Dhruv Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu went to, he worshipped Lord Brahma very intensely. And this Dhruv Maharaj also, right? Actually, even Hiranyakashipu so much intensely that his body was eaten by ants, and fire coming from his body was burning even the upper planets, upper lokas people, so much austerity, right? So, but then what is the difference in Hiranyakashipu and Dhruva? So Hiranyakashipu, his desire means first of all, his meditation or his worship is of Lord Brahma. So his heart could not be purified by worshipping him. And also his motivation was to become powerful and take control of the three worlds. So because his point of meditation was wrong, he could not be purified. In fact, his greed for power increased more and more. Right? He did not get purified. So when he asked Lord Brahma for making me immortal, so he didn't say, okay, fine, no problem. No, he tried to think that, no, what way I can, no, be immortal, right? Okay, let me get the best out of him. Let me exploit him, or in the sense, let me get the best material benediction out of him, right? So he thought, and we know what benedictions he asked, right? So we can see that there is no change in heart, right? So, but on the other way around, Dhruv Maharaj, although he had material aspiration, he wanted a kingdom greater than Lord Brahma also. But then, because his object of meditation was Lord Vishnu, and also by the association of Mother Suniti, he didn't keep that vengeance in his heart, and he very focusedly, intensely worshipped Lord Vishnu. So he got completely transformed. So we can see that after worshipping Lord Vishnu, no, he said he started repenting. He said that, oh Lord, I was actually looking for broken pieces of glasses. Uh, all these material benedictions, or Lord gave him the Dhruva planet. So even that he considered as broken pieces of glasses. Uh, Although he got such a high position. But he said, actually, the real thing is your darshan. This is the real transcendental gem. I was looking only for broken pieces of glasses. So, the Lord personally is involved in the case of his devotees, and he purifies their hearts. As Prabhupada is mentioning, the Lord guides the devotees from within so that they can come to him quickly. Hmm. So, So that is the benefit of worshipping Lord Vishnu. So today is the auspicious day, um, the disappearance of Baldev Vidyabhushan. So he is one of the great acharyas in our disciplic succession. So his Siksha Guru is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So there is a famous pastime where the Ramanandis in Jaipur, they were telling the king that why you are worshipping Radharani uh, with Krishna, where it is mentioned. You should not worship Lord no, Krishna along with Radharani. So then the king actually takes away Radharani. So then there was a debate arranged uh, to decide whether Radharani should be worshipped or not. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was very old that time. So he requested Baldev Vidyabhushan to go and debate. So he thoroughly actually defeated them and established Srimati Radharani's worship, how it is authorized. But then those Ramanandis said that where is your commentary on the scriptures? So then they said only if there is proper commentary of the Vedanta Sutra we will accept. So then there was no commentary of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So he went to Govinda Dev and he prayed intensely to Lord. So Lord then he said that I am personally going to tell you and you start writing. So thus came Govinda Bhashya. So when Baldev Vidyabhushan started speaking that in the next day he presented that Govinda Bhashya, all the Ramanandis were surprised. They were mesmerized by that. And finally they all surrendered to him. So it is a very great contribution of actually Baldev Vidyabhushan that he has established this worship of Srimati Radharani along with Krishna. Otherwise in the history only worship of Krishna would be there if it was not established by Baldev Vidyabhushan. So that's why he is glorified also as Vidyabhushan. And also today is the appearance of Ganga Mata Goswamini. So she was a princess of a great king. So she initially stayed in Vrindavan for a long time, chanting and hearing from all the great souls. And she is a disciple of Haridas Pandit. And she later on came to Jagannath Puri, wherein she stayed at the house of Sarama Bhattacharya. By that time means Sarama Bhattacharya disappeared and the house also was not in good condition. So there she got the deity worshipped by Sarama Bhattacharya. So once on the Ganga Puja day, she wanted to worship, take bath in Ganges. So suddenly the Ganges water came and she was also taken along with the Ganges water into the altar of Jagannath, inside the altar, at the lotus feet of Jagannath. So when the pujaris opened, they saw her inside. So they thought that she came to steal Jagannath's property. So they kept her in jail. But later Lord appeared in the dream of Lord, king and the pujaris and told that how she is a great devotee. The king was also very inspired to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from her and he also surrendered and became a disciple of Ganga Mata Goswamini. So these are few pastimes about this acharyas. So we can also pray to these acharyas that may we also develop a drop of love for the Supreme Lord. We also get that drop of love for the Supreme Lord and may we also develop taste for chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Baldev Vidyabhushan ki jai. Ganga Mata Goswamini ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samveta Gaura Bhaktavanda ki jai.